My name is Gary Medved. I am the President and Chief Executive Officer for Mace Security International. Thank you for attending our 2021 Annual Meeting of Shareholders. During this morning's annual meeting, there will be several opportunities for you to vote on various procedural motions. Voting for these procedural motions will be conducted using the Meeting Pulse window on the right side of your screen. Please enter your name and click Save to access and use this application. As procedural motions are presented for a vote, you will see the text of the motion appear in the window on the right side of your screen. And at that time, you will have the option to select Yes to approve or No to deny the motion. Voting on procedural motions will stay open for about 1 minute, during which time your votes will be collected electronically and submitted to the company. Before we proceed with the meeting, I would like to introduce the directors and management in attendance. Sitting to my right, Sanjay Singh, our Executive Chairman of the Board and nominee for re-election. Dennis Amato, nominee for re-election. Bradley Dickerson, nominee for re-election. Janie Juvan, nominee for re-election. Jennifer Kretschmar, nominee for election. Daniel Perella, nominee for re-election. Hussein Schauscher, nominee for re-election. Michael Weisbarth, Chief Financial Officer, and Remigius Velzinskis, our Corporate Controller. Also in attendance is John Shoup from Markham LLP, the company's independent public accounting firm. At the conclusion of the business meeting, we invite our shareholders and guests to remain online and join us after a short break for our 2021 investor presentation at 10:30, during which Sanjay and myself will share a presentation about the company, followed by a short question and answer period. I will now hand the meeting over to Sanjay Singh, who will chair the meeting, and Mike Weisbarth will serve as the secretary for this meeting.
Thank you, Gary. Good morning, everyone. The 2021 Annual Meeting of Shareholders of Mace Security International will come to order. I've appointed Rem Belzigskis as Inspector of Election. The inspector has advised that proxies for more than 1/3 of the outstanding shares have been received, so that a quorum has been achieved and the meeting is competent to proceed to business. The Inspector of Election has the notice of the meeting and the affidavit of mailing.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we waive the reading of the notice of the meeting and the affidavit of mailing, and that the notice and affidavit be filed with the minutes of this meeting.
I second the motion.
A motion has been made and seconded that we waive the reading of the notice of the meeting and the affidavit of mailing, and that the notice and affidavit be filed with the minutes of this meeting. All in favor will signify by responding yes. Those opposed, no, to the on-screen question. The motion is carried. A complete list of shareholders as of the record date and therefore entitled to vote at this meeting is in the hands of the secretary, available for examination by any shareholder present at this meeting. We will now proceed to the approval of the minutes of the 2020 annual meeting of the shareholders held on July 2nd, 2020, which consists of the annual meeting of shareholders script and the documents supporting the script.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we waive the reading of the minutes of the last annual meeting of shareholders held on July 2nd, 2020, and approve the minutes as submitted.
I second the motion.
A motion has been made and seconded that we waive the reading of the minutes of the 2020 annual meeting of shareholders held on July 2nd, 2020, and approve said minutes as submitted. All in favor will signify by responding yes. Those opposed, no, to the on-screen question. The motion is carried. The next order of business is voting on the two proposals presented to the shareholders of record as of May 27th, 2021. The first proposal is the election of directors. Dennis Amato, Bradley Dickerson, Janie Juvan, Jennifer Kretschmar, Daniel Perella, Hussein Shausher, and Sanjay Singh have been nominated as directors for a one-year term. The second proposal is the ratification of Marcum LLP as Mace's independent public accounting firm for fiscal year 2021. Does anyone wish to use a ballot for the voting on the two proposals? Anyone wishing to use a ballot for the voting on the two proposals, please signify by responding yes to the on-screen question. The polling vote indicates that a ballot has been requested. For those wishing to vote on the directors and appointment of the independent public accounting firm at the meeting, a ballot is available by clicking the ballot button on your screen. Each outstanding share of common stock of the company is entitled to one vote. Please provide all the required information on the ballot. If you have already voted by proxy, please do not submit a ballot. Upon receiving all ballots, the Inspector of Elections will tabulate them and report to the meeting. There will be a short recess while the shareholders prepare the ballots and the Inspector of Elections tabulates the vote. You may need to re-enter the password you used to log in to the meeting, which is Pepper21. I now request that the Inspector of Elections read the inspector's report.
Mr. Chairman, regarding the first proposal, I am pleased to report that Dennis Amato, Bradley Dickerson, Janie Juvan, Jennifer Kretschmar, Daniel Perella, Hussein Shausher, and Sanjay Singh have been elected as directors for a one-year term ending in 2022. Regarding the second proposal, Marcum LLP was ratified as Mace's independent public accounting firm for fiscal 2021.
The report is accepted, and the report and ballots are hereby ordered filed in the minute book of the corporation immediately following the minutes of this meeting. I declare Dennis Amato, Bradley Dickerson, Janie Juvan, Jennifer Kretschmar, Daniel Perella, Hussein Shausher, and Sanjay Singh have been elected as directors for a one-year term and until their successors are elected at the next annual election or until his or her resignation or earlier removal, and that the appointment of Marcum LLP as Mace's registered public accounting firm for fiscal 2021 has been ratified. I will now entertain a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the meeting adjourn.
I second the motion.
It has been moved and seconded that the meeting adjourn. All in favor will signify by responding yes. Those opposed, no, to the on-screen question. The meeting is adjourned. Please stay logged into the site for the investor presentation, which will begin at 10:30.